I thought that one was fine. I didn't love it as much as the Veggie Masher one.
Compression technology, the Veggie Masher turns your vegetables into a tasty, mouth-watering paste.
What's up, YouTube? Drive By Movies here, and you are watching
Fresh Releases.
My name is James.
My name's Blaze.
And today we are checking out the new movie that just hit Shudder, VHS 94.
So VHS 94 is the brand new film to the anthology series of anthology films, VHS. I think I said that right, but basically this is the fourth version of this VHS anthology series. We have some returning players coming back into the game to kind of show off new sides of horror, while a lot of newcomers as well. So this is kind of a direct-to-video essentially version. It was direct to Shudder, so kind of cool that it was released on there. And it, has some nice throwbacks to the original. But I think first off, we should just start that, me and you are both huge VHS fans. I think we've been watching them obviously since the first one came out. I don't think that's that crazy of a claim to make, but we're huge fans. You could probably, talk about that a little bit more than me, especially all the tapes behind you.
Yes, like you can see I collect VHS tapes. It's been a hobby of mine for quite some time since I was a kid. But I actually own all three, the first three VHS movies on VHS copies. They're somewhere in the back there. But yeah, we're big fans of this. We used to have a podcast, and we have reviewed the first two movies on that podcast. The third one came out after our podcast. We moved on to YouTube instead. But yeah, I love the series. The third one is not as well received, but I still enjoy that one for the most part. My favorite by far is part 2. I think part 2 is still the best. VHS 94, when they announced it, I was super stoked. It's produced by Radio Silence and David Bruckner, who did segments in the first movie, and of course have gone on to make some big movies as well too currently. And they brought back Simon Barrett, who's been there since the beginning as well too. He's directed one in the second one, but this is like his first time directing like an actual segment in one. Then we got a couple new filmmakers. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one as well too. We get 3 short films within this one. We get 4 of them actually. Yes, we get 4 short films, but it doesn't overstay its welcome. All of them feel pretty nice, clean cut, and the movie never feels too long. Now, the only one I wasn't really a fan of on this one is the wraparound segment. It's still fun and stuff, but I liked all 4, and I'll get into my favorite one after you give your thoughts.
Yeah, I have to say I enjoyed the film for the most part, but as a huge VHS fan, I will say that I was let down specifically by a couple things. Like the overall film, I think I'm fine with, but there was just a couple things that honestly, like especially the end, just made me upset. Like I was like, are you kidding me? I absolutely hated the wraparound segment. I love the wraparound segment when it starts, and then progressively as they keep going in the wraparound segment, I start hating it more and more. And then at the end, I almost lost it. Like the end, like I'm glad that I watched this a couple of days ago because it's let me cool off. But the ending wraparound segment, like I was pretty much like, I hate this film because of this one segment. And there's always, we've talked about that throughout the years, there's always like anthology movies, and there's always just some stinkers in there. This one, pretty much, I would say a lot of them honestly are kind of stinkers. I like some. The good thing is they move on quickly. Yeah, my favorite one was the Ryan Prowse segment. And that's the one with like it's like a vampire segment, but it's cool because it doesn't really reveal it's a vampire segment until later. And it's like these kind of, I don't know, they're like some type of right-wing radicals that basically are gonna weaponize this vampire blood to almost essentially cause a terrorist. I don't know, it's kind of like trippy, but like that was my favorite one because I thought like that it was just the most wild, and there was like kind of twists and turns throughout. But that one was really cool. But yeah, just for me, like the wraparound segment killed this film. And one of the things that I think is the most upsetting is the fact that the wraparound segment is so heavily influenced by one of the best found footage movies ever made.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's so bad that it makes you upset. You're like, if you're gonna go so hard into like being influenced or it's an homage, I'm not gonna say ripping off. I don't do that. I'll say it was your influence or your homage, like you're trying to create an homage to something else. Don't fuck it up. Like, just don't. It's just disrespectful.
Yeah. That wraparound, like, I saw it in theaters for Beyond Festival, the premiere. That was a great time. Like, unfortunately, that's probably going to be the only theater experience I had, so I was glad to be a part of it. Then I did watch it over the weekend again with some friends and stuff, and they all loved the wraparound segment. They're like, oh, this is original, seeing it from cop's camera perspective. This is interesting and stuff. Like the whole time I'm just like, I wish you guys have seen VHS 2. That is like, or not VHS 2, sorry, Rec 2. That is the best like cop found footage thing and stuff. And this one just feels like such like, it feels very, I feel bad saying, but amateurish compared to that, of course. But I mean, like, I understood why, like, it was a little fun, I guess. It's a fun concept, but it just ends on a bizarre note. And after seeing such that fun one, like, that's not my favorite one, the vampire one, but that one is a great way to end it, though. It's got everything from comedy to gore. It's got some fun scares and stuff. Like, that was a great way to end it. It's actually the best looking one that actually feels like it was shot on VHS, too. So, like, that was like just a fun one to end it with, and then just kind of ending on a weird note and stuff, because the wraparound is definitely like a little bit longer in this one. I wasn't a fan of the wraparound in the third one as well, too. Just sucks because the best wraparound is by Simon Barrett, who I think kind of let me down in this one, I'd say.
Yeah, it's weird because I mean, we're both huge Simon Barrett fans. Anyone who's probably looking up VHS just in general is like probably a Simon Barrett fan. So yeah, I don't want to like, you know, be I don't know, preaching to the choir, I guess. But yeah, it felt like I definitely got like Ty West ABCs of Death vibes on this one. Like it was fine, but I was just like, I felt let down. Like, oh, come on. Like, this just seems like you phoned it in a little bit, especially for me after Seance. It just, I'm like, oh, kind of bummed out. I'm hoping that his next thing might be a little bit visceral, but it definitely seems like he's kind of leaning further and further away from kind of what put him on the map.
Yeah, definitely. Like, like I liked the creature effects and stuff. It was cool to see this like half-face guy, and it was like pretty creepy. But it was one of the ones where, like, while I was watching it in theaters, I was just like, wait, what did they say? Like, because it's kind of explained with the exposition moment over the phone. So I was just like, wait, what? What'd they say? I didn't hear any of that and stuff. And I asked my girlfriend I was seeing it with, like, what did they say? And she's like, I didn't hear it either. And I was like, damn it, we're gonna have to watch it this weekend with subtitles and stuff. So I don't know if anyone in that theater heard, but yeah, just the dialogue didn't translate properly, seeing it in a big theater screen with loudspeakers. So I didn't really know what happened and how he died and stuff. And so I was like a little caught off guard seeing it in theaters, and like hearing it still though, watching it that second time, I was like, okay, that didn't really do it justice still though. It's a bummer. And also Timo DeJohnto, I thought this one visually was very strong and amazing. Love all his movies too, but it just wasn't as strong as Safe Haven. I think I went in so stoked to see him return after Safe Haven by far is the best. I think most people will agree that Safe Haven is the one about the cult, and the second one is like is the best segment of the entire series. And this one was fun, but just I was expecting it to be the best, and it was like probably my third favorite of the bunch. Yeah,
definitely. I think that it's, you know, like that one too, I have to agree with you. I thought it was fine. Like it's very visually impressive, obviously, but I think, yeah, it's just returning to the well a little bit too much. I think Safe Haven ends on such a high note that it's going to be hard to like watch a film by him specifically in a VHS that doesn't feel like it's trying to do the same thing. I think he tried to do many different things in it, but you still get vibes where you're like, oh man, that Safe Haven was so good. Like it's you know, it's the curse of the second time, essentially, when you hit just those highs that you can hit. So, and
exactly,
like, honestly, if we never got Safe Haven, I think that this short that he did in this film, I forget the name of it, sorry, but yeah, I think it would have hit different. Like, you would have been like, oh, that was freaking insane, that was awesome. But because you have Safe Haven, it casts this shadow on this film that otherwise doesn't deserve it. So I enjoyed it, but I agree with you there.
Yeah. And that leaves the last one, Ratma, which is the first segment, and that's my favorite one out of the bunch and stuff too. Hope you enjoyed it, but I liked that it was like pretty comedic, probably the goriest one of the bunch, I'd say, with its final moment, and just like, I don't know, it's just like a fun plot and stuff, and worked pretty well, and definitely felt very 94-esque and stuff.
I thought that one was fine. I didn't love it as much as the Veggie Masher one. But no, that's just like that's like a commercial within the film. But yeah, I thought that one was fine. It's funny actually because the Veggie Master is totally them trying to make like a cheddar goblin from in this film. But yeah, and that was actually the Veggie Master is directed by Psycho Gorman's director. I don't know if
is it really?
I don't know why.
That's a fun fact. I had no idea about that.
I don't know why he directed that. It's like I don't. It's included as a short in the film, even though it's literally part of that segment. And I did enjoy the Ratma one. I thought it was cool, but I guess just the whole like cutting back to the on the news stuff. I couldn't get into it. It felt like super staged, even though that stuff always does. It just didn't. It like took me out of it in a way, and that probably only happened for me, honestly, but. It just, that was the only thing that didn't sell. I love the creature effects though in that one. I thought it was awesome. And I loved a lot of the more documentary aspects or like investigative news aspects in the beginning. So I think that one overall did have like one of the best vibes. I just didn't like when they cut back to the in the studio stuff. But I don't know how to tell that story like any better. Like you kind of have to go to that stuff. I don't know. It just didn't hit for me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, overall, that's like pretty much covers all the movies and stuff. I'm not sure if Shudder's going to continue this series. Like, I assume it's like such a cheap series. I'm surprised that Magnet gave it up and stuff because they easily could have kept milking it and stuff. But if anyone deserves it, I think Shudder does. And, you know, what they do with it, like, I'm looking forward to it and stuff too. Keep giving new filmmakers a chance and stuff. Because I'll keep watching these VHS movies and stuff. Yeah.
I think they're definitely going to get worse as they go on, but I'll take it over Creepshow at this point. Like, I feel like I'm so out of Creepshow, and I want Shudder to do something different. I don't think that this is it, but I'll take anything like different at this point. I think Creepshow has just been so disappointing. Like every time I return back to watch it, I'm like even more disappointed that I just wish it didn't suck. And I hope if they continue doing these VHS movies that they don't progressively suck more and more. Because I think this one was fine, but I just feel like I can see a downward trend starting to happen.
Yeah. Which tends to happen in horror films whenever they get past that third one. I feel like we already got it with that third one, but hopefully, like, yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I felt like it was an upwards direction. What do you guys feel? Let us know in the comments. A great way to help us out is by doing that, by checking out the movie on Shudder and coming back here, letting us know what you thought about it.
And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and click that notification bell to get all of our latest updates.
And if you can't get enough of us here on YouTube, be sure to check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Catch all of our links down below in the description box. Anyways, guys, that'll conclude this week's episode. Tune in next week for a brand new video.